Hey guys, I'm George from MovieWeb. It's nice to talk to you today.
What's up, George?
Hey George.
Michael, I want to start with you and just ask about figuring out. I guess I would say this is such a beloved character, and he has a very interesting physical nature that maybe adds some complications to playing him and just like inhabiting the physicality as an actor. Obviously, a fan favorite too. So I'm curious to know what the limitations were like, and maybe how they helped you creatively or inhibited you in the process.
Uh, there's a great deal of limitations in my diet that I had to like tap into. That was a challenge, and it was the first time I've been on a show and never really engaged in eating any catering or crafty. And that in itself was like it took a lot of discipline because there was some good stuff floating around, but I always had to say no. But
Even
the
forgetting what's going on with your arms, just being like,
what's that?
just having your arms and the wheels and all that stuff as well, right?
Oh yeah, that in itself was a unique challenge, like to find strength in that compromised position, with my arms stretched out like Jesus, but still remaining strong and like finding flexibility in that position as well. Like all the training and stuff I was doing was kind of catering to being comfortable in that space. Um, but yeah, it was super cool to step into that rig every time. It was just like. It was like yeah, every time. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. Anthony, I want to ask you also of sort of physical nature. You're coming off Superman, and you had to do some interesting stuff in there. Certainly plenty of makeup and stuff. I'm curious, it has launched well. It's had a huge positive reaction. You're part of a budding future in DC and what comic books can be right now. And I'm curious to hear you take us through how that feels, like excitement, pressure, the whole gamut.
I think one of the crazy things right now is that in the industry, there's things are it's a crazy time right now, right? Where there's like kind of so few things actually happening. So I feel just so grateful to kind of be, really riding high on that train, but also kind of now that I get to share Twisted Metal, kind of like right on top that it's coming in so hot, like just very soon.
And
Um,
so different, by the way. Like you couldn't be more different. And I
right.
know you don't shoot them back to back in the same way, but like this is such a different side of you. I almost wonder if people will pick it up at first that it's you.
I don't know. People might not recognize me, and that's a-okay. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, I think, when it comes to just like Twisted Metal, like that, this kind of, this franchise, honestly, it's been so wild to see that the fandom and how much this game and this franchise has meant to people. So it's like big shoes to fill for sure. But I'm having a great summer for sure.
It's interesting. You both are, like I said with Michael too, you're filling these kind of iconic characters to a huge community, but you're also these are new characters to a lot of people, right? So there's plenty of people who are going to watch this show probably who aren't familiar with the backstory or anything. What's the communication like with the team, like on set creatively about like how where do we go off the rails, so to speak, with the character? Where do we stick to what people know? And like the collaboration. Maybe Michael, you'll start a little bit with
Oh
like
yeah, that
Axel's changes and evolution.
manifesting the characters on screen was it was a collaboration and a nice dance too because we had MJ and Sean on set, and anytime we had a question or thought a moment after watching a YouTube video where someone did a deep dive on Axel, like, oh, maybe we should do this or add this thing, and they were always game to hear me out and also had ideas and stuff. It was really cool to like just bounce off of each other and really kind of take the leap together as a unit.
Yeah.
Um,
Anthony, what about Calypso or
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the great thing about this show is you don't even have to have played the game or have any knowledge of the game to really just become immediately immersed in this world and, understand like that each of these characters are so intent on getting what they want. and like there's just an action and a really fast pace that you're just going to jump right into. And who knows, you might even be inspired to like go get your dad's PS2 out of the closet to like, you know, play Twisted Metal 2, or, you know, just to kind of, you know, just be like, whoa, what's the origin of this? You know, it's
Right.
cool because they both, I mean, it really does, I think, stand on its own. It has its own story, its own compelling characters. But it's also, you know, it's cool because you can also go back to the games too and just kind of, you know, play it and see,
For
uh,
sure.
you know,
I
see
like that you I like that you had to clarify it would be someone's dad's because that's, you know, that's the era. It's
not to age ourselves, you
yeah,
know,
not to
but
age ourselves, of course.
PS2 came out a little while ago.
A
You know,
while ago.
that's okay.
Thank you guys both so much. Great work. And I'll talk to you soon. I gotta
Well,
wrap.
thanks,
Bye.
George.
All right, thank you, George.